I know it's easy to be distracted right now with a lot that's going on. Although the things that we're seeing in media, all right, with Kyrie, Kanye, or anything right now, either if it's sports or entertainers, films, they all are telling you a story. Now, hopefully this story is going to help you in your elevation, is going to help you to transcend somehow in your spirituality. But if it's not, because you have the third eye and the foresight to be able to distinguish entertainment from messages, but if you're not doing that, just know that you're being distracted. Because even as I'm sitting here and even if I'm having conversations with other people about things that are going on, I have to stop the conversation and really think about what is really going on. What's going on that you're being triggered and you're being sidetracked from? You're being distracted. Now, granted, there are some things that are actually really happening, but in the grander scheme of things, there's always something going on in the background, something that is pretty important to you. And all I can say is, in order for you to increase your awareness, your clairvoyant abilities, just to be able to, even me, like listening to some videos, like I have to stop because I see how that could just like carry you on and then cause you to become addicted to it. That's doing anything too much in excess. And you need to be able to sit in quiet, sit with yourself, sit with your guides, sit with the planet, sit with the energy so it can direct you where you need to be directed, which is usually and always back within, back to that midpoint, back to that center point, right? Back to yourself. How are you evolving? What are you doing? How are you becoming that hero in your life? How are you making sure that you're not on this side or the other side and you're actually going within? You're bowing out. You're understanding the all. And you're not choosing any sides. How are you evolving in this situation? How is this situation making me greater? Not on a physical aspect, but more on an emotional, on a spiritual aspect. How am I transmuting this information that I'm getting, that I'm receiving, that I'm consuming? And it's easy to be good right in that high spiritual wave, and then you get caught up somewhere, being addicted to something you're doing in excess, whatever it is. And one thing that I'm learning constantly is to always be anchored in my spirituality, but also enjoy life. Because I used to be very serious and just doing this and doing that. And it's not because I was serious. It's just because I have a higher awareness, like sometimes being too knowledgeable about like if there's such a thing, right? And I'm not saying I know everything. I don't. And I don't think anyone does. And even if you know a lot, you're either living like a monk or you have transcended, because that's a lot of information for one vessel to obtain. And I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying I don't think the vessel that we're in can hold that much light in this dimension. Let me say it like that. Because we can do whatever we put our minds to, yes. But there's some things that we're still dealing with, which is energy. Energy is everything. Some energy frequencies could be water, some could be air, some could be a rock, some could be an apple, some could be a bear, some could be just nothingness, okay? And you get to figure out what that midpoint center of the frequency is for you. Some say it's the frequency of the sun. You're going to have to determine that. But you can't do that if you're being distracted. So don't get lost out here from the things that you're seeing, from the things that you're hearing. If you're upholding any type of celebrity on this pole of like, oh, I want to be like this person, That's on a physical plane. But understand, spiritually, you supersede that. You transcend that being. Because you're energy. You don't know every single aspect of that entity. You just know what you see. And that's not enough, because we already know what we see with our two physical eyes. It don't even be the truth. Sometimes the truth is going to hurt. When everybody takes off this physical skin, you'll really see who you're dealing with, what you're dealing with. And some of you may not even be ready for that, because you haven't done the work within yourself to understand that. Start with meditating. I'm not just going to come on here and not give you any type of practical. Start with meditating. Start with walking. Turn off your TV. Turn off all electronic devices when you go to sleep. Wake up, and as soon as you wake up, you had a dream, write it down. Don't wait till later, because it's just going to wither away. Try to figure out what the dream was telling you. Look up the symbology. How did you feel in your dream? Look up the things that stood out. Drink more water. Fast a couple of hours in a day, or a couple of times in a week or a month. Maybe just do fruit and vegetable cleanses, or smoothies or juices for a week. These are several different things that you can do. Meditate. Use mantras. If you're having a imbalance in your root chakra, either if you're having too much sex, or you're releasing too much, men is releasing too much, or women, you're having too much sex, or you're having ovaries issues, or cervix and uterus, fibroids, cysts, PCOS issues or something. Maybe your root chakra is imbalanced. Like, start wearing more red, light a red candle. Journal what it is that is bothering you. Where did it come from? Try to figure out the emotional aspect behind that imbalance in your body and heal it, release it. Use mantras. Use foods, red foods, certain herbs. These are subtle things that you get to do and work on yourself, and sometimes it just takes one small step for you to get to the bigger picture. It's not just going to be, oh, one day I'm going to be this. No. One day at a time, do something. Do some yoga. Release that tension. Release that energy. I don't know, book a Reiki healing session with me, or a chakra healing session. I still have a few spots available. Feel free, okay, to DM me, or just reach out to me in my email. Or find someone else that you want to learn from. Put the work into yourself. Everything else is always going to constantly change, and so are you. But if you're not putting in the work into yourself, who are you actually changing into? What are you changing into? Focus on that.